people are coming to the realization of what Israel really stands for. They are an entity that is the most despicable entity on earth. I think the fact that people are coming to that realization is a good thing, but it's dangerous, because if that is what causes a lot of people to then say, look, the Palestinians need a state more than ever before, that pushes for this two-state solution even more. The fact that Israel is now being looked in a negative light, and then America holding up, the Democrats holding up that $735 billion, contract for arms, is using like a carrot and stick approach. It's trying to show Israel in this negative light now, and then it's trying to say that if they remain doing what they're doing now, then they're not going to get our support. So they have to compromise, and they are somewhat pushed to compromise. And then these normalizations that have been happening over the last year, that's like the carrot side of the approach, to say, look, Israel, if you normalize with these lands, if you have some kind of a relationship with them, then we'll be able to support you more. So what that fundamentally results in, though, the reason why I call it a double-edged sword, is that pushes more towards this two-state solution. It pushes more towards Israel compromising, because remember, before all of this, Israel don't want a two-state solution. No. Israel want a one-state solution. Trump, in fact, was pushing more for a one-state solution. And then all these deal of the century things were just a way of facilitating it. This notion that, you're right, in the media, the other side of the narrative has been portrayed a little bit more this time. Yes, it makes Israel look like the bad guy more than ever before, and that is a good thing. But if that leads to a two-state solution, then that's a bad thing. It's quite an important point that Muslims need to be aware of. And if they're not, they'll get used as a political pawn. Will get used as a political pawn to go, yes, that's actually, we've achieved our own downfall, and the cutting off of one of our limbs and being given to someone else, will have achieved that with our own hands. And that's the dangerous side, in my opinion.